Check, check. All right. I'll give everything a second to sync up. So I apologize for the noise in the microphone for a second. Check, check. All right. What's going on, iKitty? Hello. Welcome, welcome. Just waiting for the stream to get going. So as soon as we're up, if you can give me a thumbs up and let me know that you can hear me for sure, then we'll be all good. All right, looks like we're good. What's going on, iKitty? Blimey boy, welcome back. And welcome back everybody else for another stream of Blue Games. We're here in Infinite Flight live. I did not do a stream this morning, so kind of catching up now. I wasn't really expecting to do this, but I was about to fly anyways, and I said, hey, why not bring you guys along with me? So you may be wondering about the title on the stream. I'm not sure what I'm going to name the video yet, but in the stream I named it New Aircraft. And a real quick disclaimer, this is not a stream or video about a brand new release aircraft. It's just that I finally got a new aircraft for myself. So if that's what you were looking for, then you can go ahead and leave. But I don't have any information about any brand new aircraft that come out with Global or anything like that. So don't worry about that. This video is about I finally got the Boeing 777-300ER. My Infinite Flight subscription ended unexpectedly. I wasn't expecting it to end today, and I was like, oh no, I can't fly. And so I was like, well, I mean, I know I'm gonna be flying it, so I might as well, instead of just getting the month, go ahead and get the Live Plus, and that gives me a whole year, which also comes with all the aircraft and all the regions. So I now am able to fly at all the regions and with all the aircraft, which is pretty cool, because before I was only able to fly with a few specific ones. So definitely don't regret it. But let's go ahead and get on the runway. There's literally no one here. We're at Tampa, which is also a region I have not flown in yet. I have not flown in the Florida region yet because I did not own the Florida region. So now that we do,
Tampa Unicum.
we're going to be doing a lot of flights in places that I haven't been yet. We've mostly, before this, we were flying a lot in SoCal, Singapore, Australia, London, Amsterdam, a lot of those regions, even San Francisco a little bit. But now that I'm able to fly in more places, I am definitely going to be spreading my wings out a little bit farther out until Global comes out. When Global comes out, will be it'll be no limits at all. But for now, we're going to use what they got. So Florida is a region that I do like in real life. So I'm going to go ahead and do this first flight in Florida. So go ahead and line up on runway 10, and then we'll be heading down south to Miami International Airport. We're flying with the Air France SkyTeam livery today. It's pretty cool. I like it. I almost flew with New Zealand, but I'll be flying that plenty in the future. All right, let's get off of the ground, and then we can talk some more. All right, so go to 91% in 1.
Rotate.
Make sure our lights are on, landing lights, strobe lights on, and we're rolling. What's going on in Flight Mobile? Welcome aboard. Zoom out on the map. We'll be flying runway heading once we rotate. Here we go. So we hit the heading right there. All right, positive climb. We'll go ahead and get the gear up. Man, this is a beautiful plane. About the speed, like the altitude, about 2,000 feet per minute. Looking good on the departure right there. I'm telling you, this thing almost looks as good as a 787. Looks really good. Cool. All right, let's jump in the cockpit and start navigating. So yeah, we basically just need to fly about runway heading 907, and then we'll be making a right turn in about 2 minutes when we get to the Rookie. I don't know how to say these waypoints names, but when we get to the next waypoint, we make a right turn to the south. We'll go out real quick as we're flying out there, look at our flight plan. So we took off at Tampa, KTPA, Florida, and we'll be flying towards the east to our first waypoint. So we'll make a pretty sharp right turn towards the south, and then we'll connect down here at, I'm not sure what the name of this place is. Let's see, it's Sarasota. And then we'll kind of take the coast down, the western coast of Florida down until we get to Kilo Alpha Papa Foxtrot, which is Naples, Muni. And then we make our left turn across the south of Florida. We'll be taking the Rubo arrival for our final into Miami International via runway 09, which I actually wanted to be on runway 8. Well, I thought I planned runway 8, but apparently I didn't. So I guess we'll be doing runway 9. But as you can see, if you look at the map, there is no life out here. I mean, there's no one else here. We're on the expert server. We're on the expert server, and you know, expert server is not always popping every single region. You know, so it's a lot less people on the expert than there are on a training server. So, but I mean, it's just me. I'm not tripping. If anybody wants to join me, that's cool. But if not, that's all good. So, all right, let's go ahead and let some flaps up. What's going on? It's Dre. Welcome, bro. All right, we're climbing at about 2,000 feet per minute. We'll go to about 2,500. Put our speed up to about 230. Go ahead and make our. I don't want to get too much speed because we have this turn to make. We'll turn right to heading 205. Oops, too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for your own safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case of any unexpected
Past
turbulence.
6,000, don't really flap too much anymore. Look at that view. We are in the 777-300ER. And Flight Mobile, you asking, what is my opinion about the next update? Yes, the 773. What's my opinion on the next update? My opinion is I'm tired of seeing screenshots. That's my opinion. I want to get into it. I want to go ahead and start flying to destinations that I want to go to. I want to start seeing, you know, the scenery and all the beautiful global scenery and stuff. I mean, like, this honestly doesn't look too bad, but when you look close enough, you can see that those highways don't end. You know, you can see all the imperfections of the scenery when you look very close. You can see where everything is being copied. But hey, I mean, that's how, you know, Infinite Fighter has been from the beginning, so I can't really complain about that right now. It's just how it is. But with the update, that's going to fix all of that. But yeah, my opinion on Global is that it's going to be amazing when it comes out. I love the new lighting, the new textures. I can't wait to see the new, you know, actual sceneries. I can't wait to fly places I haven't been able to fly to yet. I'm very excited about Global. When I first heard about it, I was like, man, it's amazing. You know, they say, you know, you can tell the developers got extremely excited about it too, because they're like, yeah, we're going to release it real soon, and it still hasn't come out yet. So, you know, my feedback on that is just, it's just the developers getting so excited that they want everybody to know that they got something new coming out, so that, you know, don't leave, you know, don't go play some other simulator, because we want you to stick around long enough for you to check out this update. And I think that's why they keep on posting all these images kind of as cliffhangers. You know, whenever you watch a series on TV, like, or Netflix that you really like, at the very end of the episode, you know, it's like something big happens, but you don't know the answer, so you have to watch the next episode to find out. And it's kind of like what they're doing to us every time they post a global, you know, shot. They're like, you're just like, oh my god, it looks so good. Like, I can't wait to actually, you know, physically play it myself. How much is it going to cost? You know, is it going to work on my phone? Is it going to be glitchy? All that kind of stuff. So, I mean, honestly, I follow a few different accounts on Instagram that post a lot of Infinite Flight stuff, and they always post the global stuff, and I just ignore them now. I mean, I'm at the point where I'm just ready to see it. I'm done commenting. I'm done saying stuff on the forum. I mean, I'm not gonna be saying anything, you know, anything. Like, I'm not making videos about Global until Global comes out. Nothing until Global is actually released. I mean, nobody knows any dates. I saw a rumor yesterday. Like I said, this is a rumor, disclaimer. I just saw it somewhere on Discord. I don't know if it's true. I don't even know who the person was who said it, but they were saying something about it maybe not coming out until, like, you know, maybe another couple months, maybe between November and December, which is actually very discouraging because, I mean, we were supposed to see it in the summer, and then even then they were like, oh, it's still coming soon, and you're just like, oh, okay. But, you know, it just kind of, they keep leaving you hanging, and it's not their fault. I know that they're trying to get bugs fixed. I mean, I'm not a developer, but I work in production type things, and I know that when something is not ready to go, you don't release it to the public. So, so yeah, let's go ahead and let's climb up. I don't know, let's climb up to about 18,000. See if we can get up to flight level 180. Speed up about 285. Oh, 300. Okay, well, we'll do that too. And we'll climb. I want to get up there pretty quick. Let's go up to about 3,000-ish feet per minute. Flaps are up, landing lights are off, gears up, spoilers are off, all that stuff. After takeoff, check complete. And yeah, this is not my usual time to stream Infinite Flight either. Like I said, I did not stream this morning, and I was about to do a flight solo anyways. So I was like, hey, you know, I got some free time. I'm able to talk to you guys, so why not bring you guys along this flight? This is my very first flight in the 777 and in the Florida region. Let's see, we got one person over here. American 567, cool. I don't know where he's flying from, probably from Miami. Right now we're like the only 2 aircraft in here. But you know what I think too about Global? What I think about Global is, I think this is what it's going to be like. Like, you see how I'm flying and there's literally no one out here? Like, not an aircraft to be seen. But we will see one plane for sure between now and Miami, and that we know that from looking at the map. And I think that's what it's going to be like on Global, because it's going to be so spread out now, especially between training servers and expert servers. It's going to be so spread out now because there's so many more options, more places to go, that you're not going to see I mean, maybe during events, but you're not going to see the, you know, like San Diego freaking overcrowded. You're not going to see LAX overcrowded. I mean, you'll probably still see flights, like long haul flights flying from and to LAX, and very popular airports like LAX and London and stuff like that. But other than that, you're not going to see a lot of aircraft like you're used to just flying about. You'll probably just see 1 or 2 aircraft during each flight. And, you know, for some people they may not like that, but for others they may not care. And yes, I do know for sure in Global that there will be a way to shut your engine on and off. So before you push back, your engines will be off. And then if you follow procedures, the way that they usually do is before you push back, the engines are off, but the APU is on. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if there's going to be an APU, but your engines are off, and then you push back. And after they push back and, you know, push you back to the taxiway, then you turn the engines on. You're starting with, I think, the right engine, and then you turn on the left engine. And then you will now be able to do that when Global comes out, which is pretty cool, to be able to start and stop your engine. You know, when you finish a flight, to me, honestly, I feel incomplete when I finish a flight. I'm like, okay, I just, you know, hit in flight, but I can't actually turn the engines off. You know, I can't really do anything that really says that my flight's ended. But I'm very excited though about being able to shut your engines off, shut your engines on. You'll also be able to turn off your radio completely, I believe, or switch to no frequency. So like right now we're still on Tampa, and for me, like, if Tampa was busy, you would still hear ATC talking in the background. But what you could do in the new one is there'll be an option where it says no frequencies. You'll click that, and that'll basically tune out all the frequencies. So that way, you're not listening to, you know, other frequencies. Right now, the way that I do that to get around it is I just, you know, click a different random, maybe like an uncontrolled airport, and just hit Unicom, and then usually it stays pretty quiet throughout my flight. Alright, so we're at our cruising altitude at flight level 180, cruising at about 300 knots, but we'll get a little faster. I'm first flight in the 777, so I kind of want to see how fast we can go. We do have some pretty strong winds. We had about, I think, an 8-knot gust in Tampa when we left. and we still have 20 knots of wind, 18 to 20 knots of wind right here at 18,000 feet. It looks like our top speed is about 350, which is about expected. It's about the same as the 787. So we'll put our speed to, we'll leave it right there about 335, because you can see it's jumping around, and we don't want to get caught speeding up here. So we'll take a look at our map again. What's going on, Skyhawk Pro Game? I am flying between KTPA, Tampa, and Miami, Florida, in the Florida region on the expert server. So I know that you're one of the expert flyers, so you could definitely jump in the expert server if you like. But like I said, this is my first flight in 777, so trying to see just, I mean, I just want to look at it, you know. I've always enjoyed the 777. I've always seen other people on Infinite Flight multiplayer fly them. But this is my first time to get to fly it myself, so just kind of look through all the views. So we have, you know, this view, which is just like the hood only. We have cockpit view. Let's take a look at the cockpit. We'll turn all this stuff off. We have about 9 minutes before we get to our next waypoint. Alright, so off the left side, you know, just a bunch of windows. This is probably a, I'm not sure. Oh, you know what that is? That's in like a little FMC thing, which usually is in the middle. It probably helps with the flight plans or filing PIREPs and charts and stuff like that. And then we got our usual avionics package right here. Looks like we are flying into some storms. Yoke is moving, which is cool. Always have the Pepsi can, some kind of product placement or sponsors. I'm landing in Miami. None of these knobs are actually 3D. All of them look like just a texture or picture. But this is what this 777 looks like on the inside. There's your speed, IAS, your heading, your altitude, all your autopilot controls. These are all the controls on the sit on your screen right now. These are controls that actually control the screens right here. We have our FMS down here where you would put in your flight plan. And then this is your let me see, your altimeter will be over here somewhere. I think fuel and all that kind of stuff is in the middle. Your gear, your auto brakes or your spoilers, and then also the spoilers actually do move right here. This the long handle right next to the throttle, which is moving, that is your speed brake. So if I turn on the spoilers to flight, you'll see that move down. If I put the armed, it'll move back up because it'll only engage once we get the wheels to the ground. Thank you, Flight Mobile, appreciate it. Pitch trim, I'm not sure if that moves. Let's try. I think it does move, but because we're in autopilot, it's not going to move. So we'll put it back to 0. Throttle is animated, which is cool. Flaps, which we could put 1. Yeah, so that moves very slowly, but it does. And then down here is where all your radio controls and stuff are. So I can zoom out. I've flown X-plane in the Boeing. Most of the Boeings are very similar. Just 777. The 787 is really the only one that's really different because it's so new. But the 777, the 767, and the 757 all look almost identical. And we look at our overhead, and we got all of our lights. This is all where you would start when we're doing engine start. This is your fuel. You probably can't read it because the texture is so low res. But right here in the center of your screen right here is where you turn on all your fuel pumps. And then here is, actually, is that the fuel pumps? Yeah, no, I can't remember. It's either fuel pumps or it may be bus ties and stuff. I know that one right there is a bus tie. And then your dome lights, your air conditioners on the right side, and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, we can't touch any of it anyways, but it's all there. So I can see now American 2456 Heavy, grade 4, is ahead of us now. He's in the 777, also 300. We're in the exact same plane. He's flying a lot faster than us. He's at 300 and, wait, no. How fast is he going? Oh, 528 knots. He's at 27,000 feet. We're lower, so we can't get that fast just yet. But we're about to pass him. He's probably headed to Tampa. Let's take a look at his flight plan. Actually, he has no flight plan, but I'm pretty sure he's flying to Tampa. He just took off straight out of Miami. We have somebody else down here in Miami, so we got a couple people joining in. It's like Skyhawk is down here in Miami. Your Gaming 12, I am en route. We need to start descending towards Miami International, landing on runway 09. Alright, so we're about to pass him. We'll see if we can catch him off of our left wing. I'll go ahead and set a view up for that. So we get a dope left wing view as he flies by. I'm not sure how close he's gonna get to us as we pass by, but he's gonna be there. But like I said, this is what it's gonna be like, guys. On global, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like very small interactions with people. I mean, unless you're doing a group flight with someone, or you're flying at an event, you're not gonna be. When you're flying on your own, you're just not gonna see that many people around, especially in a very unpopular area. Yeah, so he's 4 miles to our left. We're not actually gonna be able to see him; he's too far away. So. It looks like the turbulence kind of, we still got a little turbulence, so we leave the seatbelt signs on. But it looks like, I'm not sure if the 777 has wing flex. I'm not seeing it right now. Alright, so anyways, we need to descend. Let's see. Yeah, we need to descend now. Let's descend to like 5,000 feet. We're gonna have to descend very quickly because we're only 15 minutes away from our destination. We're all the way up to flight level 180. We didn't really need to go this high, but I wanted to just. So I'm testing out the plane, so trying to test out the limits. We put our speed down to 230. Let's jump back in the cockpit. We still have about 16 knots of wind out of what is that? The east? Out of the east, yeah. Put on our speed brakes. We'll go for the wing. We'll go to the wing view to look at the speed brakes. Nice, nice. Let's see. We need to make a right turn slightly. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and start descending now. Ooh, not that much. I would ascend pretty quickly, about 2,000 feet per minute. At about 230 knots. Yeah, you can see it's like we're just wiggling in the air right now. It's very bumpy. Now, I haven't landed a 777 yet, and I also have not done any research on the landing parameters or anything. So we're probably gonna end up. I'll probably just do what I usually do in the 787 because it's about the same plane. I'll try to do that. But so far, I really do like this plane. It looks pretty. It doesn't look too bad on the inside. I mean, from far, I guess as long as you don't zoom in to the pieces. Like, as long as you don't zoom in and look at it real close, like, it looks pretty darn good. Like, it looks pretty predictable. I mean, not predictable. It looks pretty acceptable from this far out. I hope that they do. I mean, maybe not the global update, but sometime I hope they do like a walkthrough where you can like be in the cockpit view and do like you could just kind of like walk around the cockpit, you know what I'm saying? Like get out the chair and walk to the back, walk to the restroom, if all that's modeled. But this is one of the states of the United States that I look forward to seeing in global because Florida is a beautiful state from the air, especially the beach. Well, you know, I mean, yeah, especially the beach. Tampa looks pretty good, except for the nasty water. Who else? Miami, the Keys, all that looks so good. All that scenery looks so good. So a lot of these flights that I've been doing in these streams, I'll be doing again once global comes out, whenever that happens to be. All right, so let's keep going through these views. Let's take a look. All right, so that's like the nose wheel camera. That's the right wing engine. And that's the left wing. Another thing that they could do, if anybody who can make a difference in infinite flight can take these suggestions, not only add free camera, but also add the ability to create your own camera views. So like be able to use the free camera. I know one thing you can, I mean, I do like how you can you can go into these views and still look around. So like if I leave this view like this, I can go to some other camera and I come back, it's like exactly like that. Like I do like how it does that. Because what I usually do before a flight is like I'll kind of zoom in my camera modes to exactly where I want them to be. And I think that's all the views. Actually, here's another one. It's actually a pretty cool view. That is a really cool view, actually. Look at it. Look at how we're rocking in the air right now. You can really see how bad the turbulence is up here. Alright, I think that's the last view we have. Right? So we'll leave that view there. Leave that view there. Leave that view there. And we'll leave that view there. And then we got our scenic. Nothing changed about this. We're just able to really appreciate the planes. I do like this Air France SkyTeam livery. I saw It's Dre flying this livery the other day, and I was like, that's a dope livery. All right, so you heard the announcement, so that means we're below 10,000 feet. Let's make sure that our speed is in control. All right, we're at 230. We're good. We are good. We don't really need our spoilers anymore because we're under control. Everything's under control. We don't really need spoilers. We're still a minute away from what is this airport? APF. What is that? Naples. There's a lot of small airports that I actually know of in Florida, like Opelika, Miami. What's the KTMB? I forgot the business. Oh, Miami Executive. I'm probably gonna do some more controlling. There's I think this is Daytona. No, Palm Beach. Where's Daytona? Daytona. Does it? It might not go that high. Yeah, I don't think Daytona's on here. Alright, almost time for us to turn. Let's go ahead and make a left turn to heading 115. So I think Daytona's ICAO code is KDBA or something like that. It's Daytona Beach. Or, yeah, I don't think it's on here because it's right off of the coast. That's an airport that I fly to a lot in X-Plane. But yeah, I think it's just a little bit more north of Tampa. There's Orlando. Is right next to Orlando. So, oh well. Alright, so far flight time is 23 minutes, and we have about, it says 20 minutes to go. We have about 12 minutes to our next. So we actually don't even need to go all the way down to 5,000, but we're about to be there. So we'll chill here at 5,000 feet for about 12 minutes. I'll probably speed up to 240 knots, because we're still getting this this turbulence, which could give us the possibility for speeding. We still have about a 19 max knot headwind, or actually a crosswind, where we are right now. Let's take a look at the weather, because we're getting so much wind where we are. Let's take a look at the weather in Miami and see what it looks like there. Pirate by Skyhawk is saying that it's cloudy in Miami. So let's take a look at the METAR. And really appreciate that sub, Carl Fleedes. Thank you, man. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the squad, the team. Hopefully we get to fly together sometime. Thank you for that subscription. If anyone else would like to follow up on his subscription, hit that big red button below. That's a little punchline right there. All right, so looks like our METAR says winds are at 080 at 18 knots. Visibility is about 10 statute miles. Clouds are few at 2,000. Yeah, few at 2,000. Or was that 20,000? Yeah, it's 2,000. Few at 2,000, scattered at 3,200, and broken at 6,500. Broken again at 20. Yes, a lot of clouds, a lot of cloud layers. Broken at 25,000. So we're at 5,000 right now. So we're gonna come in right between the scatter layer and the broken layer. So we'll have pretty good visibility until we get to about 3,000 feet and even 2,000 feet. But once we get under 2,000 feet, we should be okay flying into Miami. Altimeter at 3002. It'd be cool if it actually let me set my altimeter. So I actually like set them out. Like set your altimeter and set your squawk code. That'd be nice, especially for multiplayer. Cool, I can dig it. So wind is not too bad out there. We should be just fine. So I would go a little bit faster if we weren't jumping around like we are right now. Yeah, so far I'm really liking the 777. I thought I would too. I mean, like I said, this was the next aircraft I wanted to get. You can look at that. Look at that slant. Look at that angle right now. I don't know why our angle is up like that. I would add trim. You would want to put some negative trim, I believe. But that's not probably going to do anything. Oh, chill out. As you can see, it did it, but then autopilot corrected it. So that's why somebody was telling me before, oh, you know, when it's doing that, add trim. And I mean, I just proved right there that it doesn't work when you're using autopilot. If I wasn't on autopilot, it might actually work. But since we're using autopilot, it's not going to work. So really, it's not going to come into play until I disengage autopilot, which we don't really want to happen. So we're going to slowly take that out so we don't stall. Yeah, so autopilot is correcting it as I'm changing it. I'm just going to keep the nose just slightly up. Let's see how many degrees our nose is up about 10 degrees right now, it looks like. But it may be 5. I think that's 10. I think it might be 5. I think the big notches are 10 and that's 5. Yes, because the third one is 15. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're pretty far out still, but we'll set our radios for the ILS of runway 09. And then we'll switch our comms. Can we? Are we too far for Miami? Yeah, we're still too far to contact Miami, so we're not going to worry about that just yet. But yeah, I'm liking this plane so far. I also like that it comes with approach mode. One of the biggest things whenever I'm trying to choose an aircraft is, does it have approach mode? And the reason that is, and a lot of people are like, oh no, why would you want to use approach mode when you can just land it yourself? It's more fun and it takes more skill. Yeah, I agree. But I ain't trying to prove nothing to nobody. So, I mean, I know I can land a plane. I'm not worried about impressing you guys or anybody. So I'm not, I'm not pressured like that. But sometimes there's situations when you really do actually need to use approach mode to get on the ground. And I'm also flying with infinite passengers right now, where it judges my landing. So I'm trying to get the best landing possible so I can get the highest passenger satisfaction rating, so that my airline's rating can go up. Because right now I think we're at 65% for the airline, which is not acceptable in my standards. I'm trying to be above 70, 75. I think my personal rating is about 75, I think. I haven't looked at it in a while. But I have about 18, 10? I think about 10, I think about a little bit over 10, maybe 18 people in the airlines right now who are flying. So it's not just me, but it's kind of like a mixture of everyone making mistakes. But it takes a little bit of time to get used to flying with infinite passenger, because it can be very picky. And I'm also not using the easy setting. I have our airline set, so I think it's a medium setting, so it's very picky, and so if you make one small mistake, it takes a lot of points away. So if you just over G one time, you could get like a 50%, or if you descend too fast, it'll take a lot of points away from your rating just by doing those small little mistakes. You may make it to the ground safely, but if you descend too fast or too slow or whatever, not too slow, if you descend too fast or you get caught speeding under 10K or whatever, you'll get some very heavy penalties for that. So look at that 777. Flying so beautiful. Yeah, Skyhawk, definitely join the airline, man. Like, definitely could use you. Definitely could use some more good pilots. I'm like on the edge right now. Like, part of me wants to fire a few people in our airline because they keep getting low ratings on their flights. And my rule is that you actually have an option. Whenever you have a bad flight, you have an option to cancel or to ignore that flight. Basically, to say, okay, let's just pretend like this didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can cancel it so it doesn't actually hurt you or hurt the airline. But not everybody does that. So, for example, for me, if I get a bad flight where I get a bunch of overgs or I stall, or even if I crash, then I go ahead and I just ignore the flight instead of saving it. Once you save it, it's there and it's not gonna go away, and it affects the airline. But for me, if you don't get above 70, I don't think you should save it. The airline name is in the description. It is Blue Arrow, as Bravo Lima Uniform Space Alpha Romeo Romeo Oscar Whiskey. Blue Arrow, BLUARROW. Okay, so you just started, so you just got the Q400. I don't even have a Q400 just yet. I actually can fly it now, though. I forgot about that. Now that I have all the aircraft, I can actually fly the Q400. That's another aircraft that I've actually been looking forward to flying. So these next few streams that I do, I'll be flying some new aircraft that I haven't flown before, and I'll be flying in some regions that I haven't flown in before either. And hopefully maybe we can even do some ATC coverage in some of these regions that I haven't been to yet, because some of these regions I'm actually very familiar with, just not on Infinite Flight. So, all right, so we're getting a little bit closer to Aruba, which is our arrival fix. We're about 3 minutes out, and still bumpy as ever. We got Skyhawk and the A340 way up ahead of us. This landing should be pretty easy and pretty textbook. The only thing that may be challenging is dealing with the wind. The wind is coming at about 6'9". The direction of the wind is 6'9". At least where we are, maybe a little bit different. Let's see, what's the wind? I think it was 0.8, which is not very far off from 0.9. The wind is definitely different in the air than it will be on the ground. Yeah, so the wind's at 80. And we're landing, I think the heading of our landing runway is 903 is the heading, the final heading. So the wind is basically going to be right directly in front of us. It's weird, Skyhawk, it says you're in the air. Are you in the air or are you on the ground? It's 22 feet. Yeah, he's like on the ground. So I think the elevation is about 20 feet. So I'm excited though. I'm excited to fly some new planes, some new places, learning a few more, learning how to fly a few planes. And this will be my only flight in this stream. Usually I do 2, but today I wasn't even expecting to do a stream for this flight. I was actually just gonna do this flight just to do the flight, but I decided to fly with you guys because you guys are so cool and so supportive. So we'll finish here at Miami, and then I will have to catch you guys on the next flight. But definitely, if you haven't subbed already, sub, and then we can do some more flights. Skyhawk was mentioning Denver. That sounds like a good idea to me. So maybe, I'm not sure if it'll be today. I'm not sure when. If not today, maybe tomorrow morning, my time. It's about 12:30 Zulu is when I usually stream. Somebody did tell me though, there's the 777 does not have a a cockpit, like the lights don't light up in the cockpit. That's what I was told. So let's just test that really quickly, because that doesn't slow us down. We'll go to night, and it's pitch black in here. Pitch black in here. No lights in the cockpit of the 777. That is confirmed. So let's go ahead and change that back. Probably won't be flying this plane in the nighttime. I might, but I don't know, I probably won't. I'll probably just fly the 787, which does have lights in the cockpit. Alright, so it's time to make our turn. Let's take a look at our map. Turn to 111, which is only a few degrees to the left. And we'll probably intercept the glide slope around 5,000 feet if possible, right here at Hoddle. And we'll take Grit, and then Doxy, Enos, and however you say the next one, on to runway 09. I know that you can't see it, but I know that there's some gates right to the right of runway, was that 12? Yeah, to the right of runway 12. We'll park over there. So we'll exit the runway on the left. So I'll go ahead and turn our land lights on. We are about 30 miles out from Miami. You know, once Global comes out, the next thing they're going to need to do is add 3D objects. That's going to be your next big update, is 3D objects. What happens if you fly with the A340, but you have a different airline selected, Infinite Passenger? You can only fly what you own in Infinite Passenger. So if you have your own airline in Infinite Passenger, but you want to fly an A340 and you don't have an A340, it will not allow you to basically fly that flight, because it's just going to tell you you're using the wrong aircraft. And so you have to go back and switch your plane or switch your aircraft, whichever. So what's a smart thing to do though is if you really want to fly Infinite Passenger, you can either use free mode, which allows you just to fly whatever you want, but it still tells you all the warnings and stuff. Or you can join a few different airlines who own different planes that you like. So if you only have a Q400, but for example, my airline has a 777, has a 787, I have a 747, I have a Citation. You know what I mean? Like if you want to fly planes that you don't have, you can join another airline who have those planes. That's what I did a few times. And so once I got the money in my airline, I went and bought all the planes that I usually fly. So I have the Cessna Citation, the Cessna 208, the 777, the 787, the Airbus A321, the what else do I have? The 747-400. So basically all the aircraft that I usually fly in Infinite Flight, I have them in my airline. And one thing I like about the 777 for Infinite Passenger for the airline is that you can fit a lot of passengers on this baby, so you can make a lot of money with these. 787, you don't fit as many passengers on the 787 as you do on the 787. You don't fit as many passengers on the 787 as you do on the 777. Did I say that right? You don't fit as many passengers on the 787 as you fit on the 777. There we go. So as a business perspective, this 777 is probably more it's better for the airline, the 777 than the 787. Yeah, I can accept you into the airline once you just have to send me a request and then I'll accept you. But let me know if you're using a different name than Skyhawk, so then I'm expecting it. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to our glide slope height. I will probably put us down to let's do 3,500. We'll intercept the 3,500. We'll slow her down to 220. We'll arm the spoilers. That's not actually going to put our spoilers out. It's just going to arm them so that whenever our wheels touch the ground, we will get the spoilers will deploy. As you can see, we're right on our glide slope right now. And we're descending at 1,000 feet per minute, so I kind of want to beat the glide slope down to 3,500. So we're going to go down to 1,500 feet per minute so we can get below the glide slope so that we can enter it from below instead of above. Alright, now time to make the left turn to 906. This will be our, we'll be pretty close to our final approach heading. Our final approach heading is actually 93. Wind is 0 right at this second somehow. It's like we got to a patch of just no wind, which is pretty good for us. Yeah, you're right. I do need to contact Miami. Let's see, Miami online. All right, there's Miami Unicom. We'll go ahead and announce we're inbound, landing on runway. What did I say? 9. Straight in.
Miami Unicom. Blue 116 is 12 nautical miles
and there's
to
a
the
glide
west
slope
of
right ahead of us.
3,500 feet. Inbound for landing. We'll make straight in for runway 09. Miami Unit.
Alright, we'll drop our
Sierra
speed
Kilo
down.
Yankee Hotel Alpha Whiskey Kilo
190.
Heavy is clear of all runways.
I'm gonna be kind of like testing out how this plane reacts, because I know some aircraft, you know, as you can see, our nose is already up. Oh wow, we're too high. Also, we need to go down. Because we were above, we're already too high, we're above our glide slope. If we don't catch it, I may have to land it by hand. I do have the field in sight. There's runway 09 right there. Slow her down to 170. We're still a little too high.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
This is going to be our first landing in the 777 ever. So things can happen. I'm going to go ahead and add some flaps. Go to 5. I'm going to do my best not to stall it, because we have a 23 knot wind right now in front of us, so we have to keep that in mind, because right now I have it set to 170, but our ground speed is it's about to be 150, so we're probably going to land at 160 knots. Alright, so now we're below the glide slope where we want to be. I'm going to turn this up. I'm gonna stop descending now and intercept our glide slope. Our heading is good. Alright, I'm gonna hit approach now. Oh my god, we're overweight? What? Okay, well, turn off. Stop doing stuff. Dang it. Oh, great. Alright, well, landing this baby by hand because it's about to stall. I don't think I calibrated. What are you doing? Alright, gear down. Alright, we're too fast. Let's control our speed. Let's go down to 170 again. 165, we'll do that, 165. As you can see, Infinite Passenger popped up and said we were over G'ing and under G'ing, oh no, zero G'ing. And we stalled out a little bit, so we need to get this thing slowed down. I'm gonna go down to 25 in the flaps.
1,000.
It's a little bumpy. I'm gonna calibrate now to make sure. I have to land it by hand because apparently we're overweight. I don't know what our weight is. How do I find out what our weight is? It's down here somewhere. What the heck is it? Okay, we'll look for it later. I didn't check what our weight and balance was before we took off. I just assumed it was like okay.
500.
All right, well, we're too low, but I think we'll be okay. We got flaps set to full now. We're about 160 knots, which puts us at about 149 knots as our ground speed. We just need to get this thing corrected.
400.
All right, let's get her under control. Let's be smooth with it. Be smooth with it. I'm gonna go down to 160. Or 155 works too. All right, now we're too high.
200.
Oh my gosh, chill out.
100.
This thing is just rocking all over the place, but it's okay. We'll be all right. All right, so far so good. We got a good descent rate.
50.
Just to the left of the line, but I think we're gonna be correct by the time we
30.
get there. May need a little bit of rudder.
20.
There's the rudder.
10.
All right, a little more rudder. Wheels are down. Right on the center line. There we go. Reversers are max. Take a look outside. And I think we did a good job of bouncing back. That could have been a whole lot worse. Whew. All right, brakes on. We'll exit right here. That was pretty eventful. It was our first flight in the 777, but it could have been worse. Alright, we'll get right here behind Skyhawk Heavy. I'm actually going to taxi over to the parallel runway of him. Spoilers up, flaps up. And welcome to Miami. Oh man, that could have been so bad. That could have been so bad. Alright, well, we said we needed to Taxi to the gate, which is gonna be way back there, I think. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, it's gonna be back there. We're good. I'm just gonna taxi over there where he's going. Landing lights off, strobe lights off, brakes on. Brakes off. We'll announce we're clear of all
Miami
runways.
Unicum, Blue 116 is clear of all runways.
And we'll follow him to the gate. And the Lufthansa A350. But wow, that landing though. I don't know, what we were at, like 2,000. We were at less than 2,000 feet, and we had to decide to land it manually instead of using the approach mode, because approach mode failed because we were too heavy. That's still something I want to take a look into and see how heavy we actually were. Because I had the same problem the first time I flew the 787. The default setup for the 787, they put the load is, I don't know if it's maxed out, but it's too heavy for approach mode to work. So you have to lighten the plane a little bit in order to get a successful ILS going. There's a screenshot. Alright, we'll park here right next to him. And this spot right here. Make sure our wings have enough space. Alright, power off the brakes. And there it is. Ah, we made it. We can now turn the seatbelt sign off. Turn off the beacon lights. Leave on the nav lights. The nav lights are the ones on the wings, which I don't think this plane has. It's okay. We made it. Let's go ahead and take a screenshot for proof that we actually got here safely in our first flight on the 777. First flight to Miami also. Jump into free camera mode. We'll see if we can get a pretty dope screenshot of us. Let's see if we can do one from his side. Not feeling it so far. Ooh, we could do something like that. That was kind of cool. Let's see. Get the nose of his plane. We'll try that. We'll take one right there. You know how it goes. Every time we do a flight, I gotta do a photo shoot session right afterwards for the gram. I like that too. I really like how the back of the plane looks. We'll try one from the wing. Let's try one from the wing. Oh, where's that? Okay, I don't like that. We'll just do free camera again and we'll go over there. Oh, that looks cool. Almost, that almost looks cool. Hold on, we can make it look cool. Chill out. We're gonna do what I want to do. I like how the engine looks like right here. I think we can make that work. Take it like that. And then we'll try another. Can I actually see his engine moving? Yeah, I can. It's a little bit low, more. It's a little lower res, but I can see it. I think I'm stuck. Okay, I keep double tapping. When you double tap it, it locks onto the pussy airplane. Alright, we'll stick with that. This will be the last one right here. And bam. So my experience with the 777 has been very good. Let's take a look at what the weight and balance is set here. We're at 55,000 pounds, 116 passengers, and a little bit. I mean, we don't look heavy at all. But I'll just turn. Oh, you know what? You saw how it was yellow. That's what happened. So you don't want that total weight to be yellow. So we probably need a lot less fuel. I'm gonna add more passengers though. I believe we had about 200, so I'll put 300 passengers on board. The fuel is what's really heavy, so we can max out on everything, but keep it in the green, like so. And we'll set that. So now, basically, that'll save, and so next time we fly the 777, it'll be just fine. I feel like that shot too. We'll take one more. Alright, well guys, thank you again for flying with me. Thank you guys for watching another Infinite Flight stream. There we go. So we got Skyhawk asking to join the airline. Let's see if it'll pop up for us. I need to also see what... Oh, I didn't save that flight. Did it save it for me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I don't think I saved that flight. Dang, I didn't save the flight. I'm serious. Let's take a look. I think because I clicked on his notification, it relaunched Infinite Passenger, which got rid of my old flight, which I'm pretty sure... Well, you know what? I probably wouldn't have saved it anyways, because, you know, what do we do? Over G or 0G or something on it? So I probably got a really bad score, so I'm not too butthurt about that. Let's see. Yep, nope, 777's not in there. So we'll do it. I'll do another flight later and make up for it. But anyways, let's go ahead and add him to the airline. There's Skyhawk 1696. Average score 55%. Need to work on that, bro. Need to work on that. We need to work on that. Pilot is hired. All right, Skyhawk, you're officially hired, bro. All right, let me go back. I see. What is my stats? Actually, no. Let's not go there. We want to go to airline mode, and then select, and then blue arrow, view stats. Now if I go to pilots, it'll show me all the pilots that are in our airline, and it'll show me what everybody's stats are. What's going on, Matthew? Welcome back to another stream, man. Thank you for joining us. We're actually finishing up now, so sorry you missed it, but I will have this posted up later today for everyone to watch again. Still loading data. Hopefully we still got people actively flying. I want to also fire people who are not actively flying. So we got Steven, 85%. He's only done one flight. Kenneth has only done one flight. Lebretz has done 2 flights, 85%. Congrats to him. Really good job. I have 72 flights. And these are these are not just like in general. These are specifically for this airline. So I have a 73%, which I need to do better myself. I would like to get the number above 75. And its Dre is 72%, Super 8, 65, 65, 16, 0. So yeah, all these people, like, a lot of them haven't actually flown. So, but I'm sure they will fly eventually. A lot of these people haven't flown, so that's why they're 0. So like Skyhawk, we just hired him, so he doesn't have any percentage yet, but that's alright. So, but people like some of these people who have done a lot of flights, they need to do a little bit better for things. So if you look at our flights, you can actually see all the different people who've flown and what they've gotten. So for example, my last flight that I actually logged was a 55%, which I didn't like, but I made $2 million. So I was like, maybe I'll leave it in there. And then before that I got an 85 and I got a 50, same issue. But as you saw, stuff like that happens. Like it's so easy to mess up. A lot of times it's because of autopilot. You hit a button on autopilot and then the plane just does not like it, and then boom, you're stalling or whatever, and that's usually what happens to me, and that's the reason that my rating is so low. So real quick though, we have an Airbus A321. We have 747-400, which you can fit 375 passengers in economy. 777, 385 passengers in economy. 787, which is only 198 passengers in economy. That's not including first and business class. The Cessna 208 can only fit 9 people, and the Citation can only fit 8. So whenever I fly these two, it's really just for fun. You can still get a really good rating flying either of these two, but you just won't make a lot of money doing it. We're at $64 million though. I'm probably gonna buy one of these 737s next. because I don't have a 737, and I know that's a very popular aircraft for people to fly. So I'm probably going to buy it more for other people to buy it. Probably the 737, A320, and some of the more popular aircraft. Maybe I get a Q400 eventually. It's very cheap. Let's see, where is it at? There it is. Only 29 million. So I think the last one that I bought was a 777, which is what we just flew. It cost 79 million. As far as money, it's a little bit lower now at 64 million because I've been spending money on getting new aircraft. So, but if you want to see more aircraft, fly for the airline, and so you can help us make more money, so we can get some of these other aircraft. I'll tell you this: if you want to fly infinite passenger, but you want to make a lot of money faster and easier, you can change to easy mode. Right now, we're not using easy mode. I'm using the medium. There's easy, medium, and hard. So medium makes it a little bit more difficult to make more money. That's why you see over here on the left side the people, actually weirdly, it's just today. Is this today? Yeah, it's just today. I mean, besides Captain Blakey, who probably has like 1 million people on his flight team, people on the left side are making more money than the right, because it's harder to make money on hard and harder to make money on medium than it is to make money on easy. So if you really want to challenge yourself, create an airline and do it on hard and see how hard that is to make money. Because even when you do flights, the flights give you less money. When you do a flight on easy, you get a lot more money for it. But anyways, this is not an infinite passenger tutorial video. But guys, thank you again for flying with me. I really appreciate it. Remember, you got 3 choices: either give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll see you next time in the next stream. I may be streaming some racing next. I'm not sure. But I'll catch you guys next time, probably tomorrow, for another Infinite Flight stream. See you next time.